After over a decade on the internet sharing her failed weight loss journey, Amberlynn Reid has finally decided to quit, removing all of her YouTube videos after she had her YouTube account demonetized, doing one final live stream to say goodbye to her followers.
And that's the end of it. Till next time.
So why is Amberlynn left YouTube? What pushed her to make the decision? What happens to her channel now? And will she come back? Well, let's dive into it. Now, if you aren't familiar with Amberlynn Reid, you should be, because I've already made a video about her, and you should watch all my videos. But if you aren't, she's basically the original lol cow, which is someone people of the internet watch to milk for laughs, and she became a lol cow because of her totally miserable life and her weight loss journey. Quick recap for those who aren't aware, she first showed up on YouTube in November of 2013 as a nervous, soft-spoken 23-year-old, weighing around 360 pounds, starting a fresh weight loss journey. She framed her channel as a daily vlog to finally get healthy, and early viewers genuinely found her relatable and even inspiring. People were commenting that she'd motivated them to start their own diets. But almost immediately, the pattern that would define the next decade began. Within a week of her first weigh-in, she was already admitting that she'd blown past her calorie target, writing off the entire week because she'd overeaten on a Tuesday and decided to start again on a Monday. Everything became a reason she couldn't stay on track. And it wasn't just the health that was being shown on these vlogs, and everyone watching her videos got to see every detail of her personal life, which included drama with multiple girlfriends. Meanwhile, her weight kept climbing. Instead of slimming down from 360 pounds, she crept into the 400s and the 500s, then almost hitting 600 pounds, hitting her heaviest weight of over 570 pounds. She joined weight loss programs she'd quit within a week, usually after someone else paid, started doing mukbangs, massive meals framed as content, and somehow managed to convince herself that losing 1 pound in 3 months was a win. And this pattern of overeating, getting new girlfriends, and failing to lose weight has never really ended. But the most recent drama is one of the most serious yet. It may have actually been the main reason she decided to quit the internet. So like I mentioned, Amber's had multiple girlfriends throughout the year, and one of these girlfriends was called Becky, who now goes by Beck. Well, while they were together from 2015 to 2017, they got 2 cats named Wasabi and Rarity. Beck really took a liking to Rarity, and she even called her little shadow, but when they broke up, Amber kept both of the cats. Beck did eventually take Wasabi, but as for Rarity, this is where things get a bit dark, and it is genuinely one of the most disturbing storylines Amber's ever been involved in. Because earlier this year, while Amber was staying with her new girlfriend Emily in Wisconsin, Rarity suddenly went missing, and at first, the story Amber told sounded like a tragic accident. And she said that she left the door cracked open and Rarity slipped out. She even cried on camera, saying that she felt a cold breeze and instantly knew Rarity was gone forever, which is a bit of a strange thing to say. But as usual with Amber, this obviously wasn't the truth. And over the months that followed, her story changed so many times it became obvious that something was wrong. And then, Emily came forward. According to Emily and the screenshots she provided, the night Rarity disappeared wasn't some quiet, peaceful morning. It was right after a huge fight. Amber had kept Emily awake all night, yelling and chasing her from room to room until Emily finally snapped and left the house. Hours later, Amber suddenly claimed Rarity had escaped. But here's where it gets really suspicious. Amber texted Emily all day long about their breakup, begging her not to kick her out, asking if she could stay. But she didn't mention a missing cat until 10 PM that night. And obviously Amber doesn't have a house herself, so she wanted to stay at Emily's house. So people think that she got the cat out the house to try and make Emily feel sympathy for her. And then according to Emily, she was the one searching around for the cat, driving around and walking through the snow, while Amber sat on the sofa or played Farmville on her phone. So when you put all of this together, the fight, the timing, the lies, and the fact that Amber used Rarity's disappearance as the reason she couldn't leave Emily's house, it paints a pretty bleak picture. Because the most believable explanation, the one that even Emily herself suggested, is that Amber either let Rarity out or allowed her to get out, to manipulate Emily into letting her stay at her house for longer. And once that theory started spreading online, that's when Amber realised she couldn't control the narrative anymore. Every reaction channel dived on this, and there's been countless uploads about the theory that Amber essentially killed Rarity. And when Amber went live, the comment section was always flooded with Rarity comments. Although Amber's deleted all of her live streams now, all of the comments were pretty much asking about Rarity and asking what happened to her. And after weeks of constant Rarity spam, non-stop call-outs, and Amber failing miserably to explain any of it, YouTube commenters didn't just sit back and watch. Her livestream chats were unusable and the backlash wasn't dying down. I'm not sure exactly what triggered this, but YouTube started to take notice of Amberlynn's channel and hit her with the final blow of demonetization. No ads, no revenue, no income, no members, no super chats, nothing. Amberlynn's ability to make money online completely vanished overnight. Anyway, after this happened, Amberlynn went live with a very ominous title of The End of an Era. The livestream is over 45 minutes long and contains a lot of yapping, but I'll do my best to summarise so you don't have to watch all of it. She started out by pointing the fingers at reaction channels who have been making a living off Amberlynn.
Reaction channels have created a environment, a safe space, a community to literally breed and feed off of hating me. And this has led to a lot of bad things in my life. A lot. Genuinely. And I have gotten through it. Every single time I was able to get through it. I always told myself that no matter what happens, I can get through it.
And then she brings up the fact that because of the hate from these channels and because of her mukbang style of content, she got mass reported and YouTube demonetized her despite her appealing the decision.
Say you're driving, right? And you're driving on a road that goes 60 miles per hour. And then they realize, actually, no, I think this road should be 45. So you're going down it, 45. And then a cop pulls you over. And they're like, last month you were going 60 down this, so I'm going to give you a ticket. And you're like, but wait a minute. I was allowed to then, though. Like, I was allowed to. That's what it genuinely feels like to me. I'm being punished for things that I posted years ago, and that's okay. I am going to obviously gracefully accept YouTube's decision.
It's a very strange analogy, but honestly, she should be grateful that she lasted this long on the platform, because her massive mukbangs only really glorified unhealthy eating. Anyway, with her main source of revenue gone, she needs to find new ways to make money.
Oh, sorry. I literally did my makeup so I could do cameos. Thankfully, I did them already because my makeup's getting messed up. Speaking of cameo, not me putting an ad in the middle of a freaking breakdown. Me truly being 100% vulnerable in this moment. But I'll explain why I'm putting these ads in. But my cameo is 40% off. So I have an old thing that's linked that MyFitnessPal down at the bottom, laced in honey. That's old. So ignore that. I don't go on there, nothing like that. So, but down below you can see my cameo link. It is 40% off. And I have made a Cash App as well. And that is because I am currently in a stage of life where YouTube is no longer my job.
So instead of getting a job like a normal, sane person after YouTube demonetized her, she's resorted to e-begging. Honestly, I'm extremely tempted to get a cameo from her for a subscribe call out. And my Instagram followers want me to get one too, so maybe I will in a future video. But Amber actually reveals that she is really desperate for the money, as despite literally having the dream job for millions of people and being a YouTuber for over a decade, she has $0 in savings. I find that absolutely insane. How do you do this for over 13 years and have nothing to show for it? I don't know how much she would have earned, but I can imagine it's a decent amount, especially after all that time. But I get the feeling that she's threw a lot of it away on just fast food and just junk.
It's really hard because it's the holidays and I wanted it special for my grandma. I wanted it special for my mom because that's the type of person I am. And I just feel so stupid. Me and my mom had so many things planned for Vlogmas. I would say in my vlogs, oh, nothing's planned. Me and my mom planned a lot. And I was really excited. I bought a $1,300 camera, you guys. I'm going to be selling that. I'm going to be selling my choosies. I'm gonna be selling Legos. I'm gonna be selling my books. I'm gonna be selling whatever I can sell to help me in this time. Again, my Cameo is 40% off. I don't like to be the person to say, oh, here's my Cash App. It feels weird. It feels weird and it feels wrong. It feels weird. But if you want to give me a penny, you can give me a penny.
I think this is rock bottom for Amber. Literally asking people to send a single penny after just saying that she'd bought a $1,300 camera. Anyway, she goes on about how lucky she was to have lived her dream of being a YouTuber, how she was never good with money, and how she is filled with regrets from her time online. After this was uploaded, she removed all of her videos, all of her live streams, and made one final community post. I took down all of my YouTube videos. It feels surreal even typing that. For the past 13 years, YouTube has been more than just a platform to me. It has been my life, my routine, my identity, my coping mechanism, my outlet, and honestly, my mirror. I'm not going to read all of it out because my accent doesn't quite match the tone, but if you want to read the whole thing, you can pause now. However, she didn't delete all of her videos. They are just privated, so they can be brought back. And I think she will bring most of them back at some point, and here's why. I don't know this for certain, and this is just what I'm predicting, so take this with a pinch of salt. But if YouTube has deemed your content ineligible for monetization, which they have for Amber, then they've looked at her content and said that we don't want ads on this. Amber has appealed this and they've stuck to their decision, while she had all of her videos up. Now, while Amber had all of her videos up, she appealed, and they've stuck to her decision because of her past content being about mukbangs and promoting eating massive amounts of food. Amber has the chance to appeal again in 90 days. However, if she kept the old videos up, YouTube would again say they don't want to run ads on her channel, and they would reject the appeal. So this is my personal theory. I think that she'll start uploading again at some point, or unprivate her old videos which aren't about mukbangs in order to get her channel monetized again. I think this live stream was just a strategy to build up a bit of hype for her return. And when, or maybe if she gets monetization back on her channel, then she will start posting again. That's just my theory anyway. I could be completely wrong. And to be honest, I don't really care if she comes back or not. I think she has a net negative impact on the internet. And to be honest, it's probably not good for her own mental health being on the internet anyway. I do think it's interesting, however, that people have made a living reacting to her content. Although I suppose it's not too different what I do on my channel with reality TV and social issues. Amberlynn sort of become her own TV channel that people watched and enjoyed seeing her suffer. Anyway, we'll see if my theory is correct or if Amberlynn Reid really has quit the internet for good. But either way, I can say for certain this is my last video on her. And if you want to see my first video on her and learn more about her failed weight loss journey, click the video that's on your screen now. Follow my Instagram at BigCraigYT, subscribe so you don't miss a video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.